exciting homecoming win. Did you ever think that you'd have a victory that could top the drama of last year's win over Central Washington?
I'm glad we got the victory. I say that, you can't really script trying to top one. Obviously, last year's Central Washington homecoming win was just really a memorable one. It goes down one of my top memories as a head coach. This one really goes up there as well, and part of it is just being around such a great group of coaches, great group of players, a great group of seniors, and it's it just that moxie that they have to keep playing, to keep trying to find a way to be hungry and understand it's a 4-quarter game, and to understand that hey, you may have gotten knocked down early on, but you just get up and you make corrections. You're always adapting, you're always learning, you're always growing. I think that attitude just permeates everything, all aspects of our program, and I think it showed through on Saturday night to be able to come back and find a way to get it done.
What was most impressive to you about the way your team rallied from 20 points down at halftime and just really fourth quarter 31 points? It seemed like, I'm not sure if Terrell ran 60-plus yards on 3 straight touches, or it was somewhere in there. It was very close. Just every time he touched it, he was gone. What was most impressive to you about that second half?
Well, I'd say just the attitude they came out of the tunnel with. I think that was just to hear them in the tunnel, ready to come back for the second half, to know that they're confident. They know they can do this, and they're hungry. And so from to stop them right away on defense, to make big plays on offense, to get down there, and to answer so quickly in the third quarter of, hey, we're here, we're ready to play the game, we made the corrections. You saw a team that wasn't waiting for anything to happen. They wanted to make it happen, and this their heart. So, and then the sideline was great too. The sideline did an amazing job. Everybody's encouraging each other. So to see the way our guys stick together, it's that family unit. They enjoy being with each other. They enjoy doing the things, playing the game of football, and they love college football, and they love playing it for Azusa Pacific. So Terrell's performance was just outstanding, and you see that the O-line really adapted well to make the adjustments they need to make. So it was good.
And then what were some of the corrections your coaching staff made at halftime allowed you to execute your plan on both sides of the ball so well?
I don't know if it's so much just big corrections. There were some schematic tweaks he made, but I think part of it was the coaching staff just spoke life into them, just to be able to help them understand. Hey, here's where you're at. This is the grand scheme. Sometimes in the moment of that first half, when you don't have things quite going your way, emotionally, you can start piling on yourself as a player, and you start to wondering around. And the issue becomes bigger than really it is. So the coaching staff came in at halftime, spoke some live. Hey, here's a correction we need to make. We're lining up to a formation, or whether it's, hey, we want to block something, they do the defense. But most of all, and our coaching staff does a great job, just spoke life into them, encouraged them, and they came out and with the brand new perspective, realizing is that while they were in a hole, the hole wasn't that deep that they can't come out of it. Just take it a play at a time, and they did that, which is a great to see.
Coach, at what point did you realize what a special game Terrell was having, and how nice is that for him to have guys like Okoye there on the sideline to see it?
I think anytime you get a Christian around you, Okoye, to be there, I think that's special. And so just to have Christian was there, great. Christian was in the locker room and just kind of being there. No one had any idea the night would be that special. But when you see Terrell break those long runs, after his second long run that way, you got a chance to realize that, hey, there's something really unique happening right now, and we're witnessing history being made. And I think part of it was you got a chance to hear the O-line discuss it and talk and know that they're coming off feeling the confidence about themselves, So it was great. And obviously, Terrell's a special young man, special running back, and it just proved that he had the wherewithal to sacrifice for his team and help his team be successful.
Coach, now with one round of conference play under your belt, what kind of identity do you think your team's established for itself so far? Along with that, if you want to grade your team in the areas of offense, defense, special teams so far.
Well, I like to think in the first round you just establish yourself as a team that is a good football team. They believe in each other. They're excited for each other. They love the game of football, like I said earlier. So with one round complete, I'd say I would grade us overall as a B, just because there's still things on film. You get to see that we're not executing at 100%. 100%. And so until we can start playing a perfect game, we're going to be as best we are right now. And so I think where I love this team is that they grow. They want to grow, and they're hungry to grow. So when we step into the meeting today, team meeting, when we step on every practice, I don't think there's any kind of air of entitlement or we've arrived. They're just hungry for the next chance to play football together. And there's very few opportunities to play football. With 5 games remaining in the league schedule, we know that every moment's valuable, and so we've got big dreams and desires for this rest of the season. But these guys are just hungry to take the next step.
And Coach, your defense kind of set the tone on September 21st against Humboldt State, where they had the great game, didn't allow any offensive scoring for Humboldt State. How do you keep your defense hungry going into a tough road environment this week?
Well, they need to be hungry. I mean, we've last couple of weeks we've been giving up some points that we shouldn't have been giving up, and back to the whole thing of just who they are as people. They want to improve. So the culture of our organization is not so much of, hey, look what we've done, but it's hey, how can we do more? How can we keep improving this thing? How can we come into the office every day and just make it better? How do we make ourselves better? How do we make the program better? So I know this, our defense is hungry, and they're just hungry to be better. And they understand at this point, there's a lot of football ahead of us. And you got one round down, you're tied for first place. I think that's where you want to be going into the second round. And you're giving yourself a chance. And so now we've back to the drawing board this week of every week's a season, and you've got an opponent. And so we want to make sure we don't miss the time together while we are in this. Obviously our goals are attainable, and they're also things that we want to accomplish at the end. But I think when history goes back, they're also going to want to be players that said, you know what, I enjoyed every moment of being with my buddies, playing college football, because you can't ever get it back. It's over. And so when it's over, college football is over. So if you go to the NFL, great. I mean, we want all our guys to be able to have a chance that can do that. But even then, that's a business on the other side of things. So you're not going to quite be around something so special. So that's where it's fun to be at Azusa Pacific, because I think it creates the whole university atmosphere of they really go deep with relationships, and they love being with each other.
And then just dealing with this game at Humboldt State, they're having a tough season, being so quickly removed from having a rough start last year and kind of going into that last half of the season as maybe an overlooked team. How dangerous is a Humboldt State team that might be feeling overlooked, for teams that are just looking at the conference standings?
Yeah, well,
what makes them so dangerous, maybe?
Well, they're dangerous because it's the next opponent. That's all we think. It's just you have to win ball games to win it all. So, and our philosophy is that it's a league game, it's a big game. This league, you got a chance to see just this game, last week's game, and even look at the scores. I don't think there's a GNAC game being played where it's just not a dogfight. And so while they've been on the losing side of things, it's a league game for us, and we're excited to put together another great effort. And it's a big game. So, and I think that helps us compartmentalize the whole season. When you say this is our season, it's just this week. That's it. And we're going to focus on that, and we're going to focus on how to make ourselves better, and we're going to focus on what our opponent does well, studying all them. And while you do play teams the same twice, it's our personal opinion is that every game's unique in itself. And so we just look at the schematics that this opponent gives us, and after you do that, you realize that there's another human being on the other side trying to do all they can to win, and so we got to do even more. So.
Great. Thank you.